We bring you back for the final match of Day 2 here at the Frontier Conference Championships in Helena, Montana at the PE Center on Carroll College. The 3-seed MSU-Northern against the 2-seed Bellevue Bruins. Jason Walker, Ethan Sky. And I got to tell you, as we look at the starting lineups, first for Bellevue, Mila Iowohi, but then Eve Fountain. Fountain, the best killer attacker in the Frontier Conference.
Yeah, they've got a couple really good players right there in the starting court. We talked about Berger earlier with her blocking capability. And then let's look out for number 11, Keely Kiviniemi. She had a huge game last night with 11 kills and a .647 hitting percentage. That's going to be tough to stop.
Trish Sedlick, the head coach for the Bellevue Bruins, who come in at 25-3 in this one. Went 20-2 in the regular season in conference play. And, 15 consecutive wins, including yesterday's straight set victory over Valley City State. Good look there at Coach Sedlick. And very happy to be playing on a Friday night in Helena. When you talk about MSU Northern and Jerry Wagner, the 5-setter, a thriller last night here in the PE Center. And Emily Bird, Macy Uffelman, but Macy Selman, who leads the team not only in kills, but also in assists. That's hard to do.
I don't know how she's pulling that off, but that is a tremendous stat line for any player. To lead in kills and assists on the same team. Last night she had 24 kills, 22 digs, and 1 block. That is a full stat line.
Yeah.
And she's going to need another full stat line tonight if MSU Northern wants to move on.
Jerry Wagner, the longtime coach in the state of Montana, between MSU, Montana, and now at MSU Northern in Havre. By the way, Bellevue comes from Bellevue, Nebraska. And to Havre, it is only 1,117 miles, a 16-hour, 9-minute road trip if you drive it. So.
Wow. It took me an hour and a half.
Wow.
Not from Bellevue.
I was going to say, but from Missoula, that's
Missoula.
still flying.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Excuse me.
Two of my great golf buddies are the former colonel and lieutenant colonel for the Highway Patrol. I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay. We'll keep that under wraps then.
So the winner of this one will take on the number 1 seed and number 1 team in the country, Providence, tomorrow. The winner of this one will get the second bye into the conference, or into the NAI National Tournament, the automatic bid, rather, I beg your pardon. If it's Bellevue, they don't have to win. If it's Northern, there's a good chance that the Lights will have to beat Providence tomorrow to get the automatic bid, depending on how it all shakes out. And we won't know until Sunday. And Mila Iowohi back to serve first for the Bruins from Ava Beach, Hawaii. 5-foot junior. And Northern goes right down the right side. And that was Macy Uffelman. Uffelman had some great plays last night. Oh, and they're going to say it wasn't touched. So it is Bellevue point. Okay.
And they're going to challenge that right off the bat.
You know, and it's funny, you talk about the challenge. The coaches, it's like football, NFL, you got the red flag, the challenge. The coaches all have like green cards to go to. Jerry Wagner's the only one that I've seen use it for an actual challenge. The other ones are just, they walk up to the official like, hey, we want to challenge this one.
That's true.
Jerry's like, green card.
No, he had that card out, ready and visible, so the referees could see that a challenge was needed.
He had it out a couple times last night against Carroll and didn't use it. And you could see him, like you just said, reaching in his back pocket like, okay, do I want it? Do I want to?
And it's an interesting challenge, honestly, Jason, to start the game. Point 1, they're already challenging the first point. And so they're trying to not get a disadvantage right off the bat.
It does not appear as if Jerry's going to win this call. I'm not sure. I'll take another look at it. And I don't know if it went off of Fountain's left hand or did it just go straight out of bounds. And I think that's the big call. But both lines judges and officials both held up the arrow with making the tee like it was touched. So this is an interesting call, and like you said, at 1-0. And it's either going to be 1-0 Lights or 1-0 Bruins. But the very first point of the match. And maybe that's setting the tone for your team, like, hey, I got your back, let's go do this together.
Yeah, I agree. No, they mean business, and every point counts. Every point matters. And if they feel like they've been wronged on a call, they will challenge that.
Yep. This is going to be I anticipate, as good as last night, the 5-setter to end the evening was, and at one point, Carroll won the second set, 27-25 over Northern. It was 15-13, or I think in the fifth for Northern. I wonder if their legs are going to be there. I expect this to be a fantastic match. Both teams, we'll see how if they're very sluggish off the start. But that's what I look for, at least from the MSU-Northern side. For Bellevue, this is a team you've won against Northern twice in the regular season. There's no secrets. Bellevue's going to try Fountain. I mean, we all know this.
Yeah. They go to the heavy hitters of Fountain and the Kiviniemi. Solid setting out of the middle there. MSU Northern's going to have their hand full. It looks like the challenge is not successful. So Bellevue will start off with a 1-0 lead.
So it is the Bruins and Iowahi to serve for the second time. Northern's going to set it up, and that is a jump ball, one at the net by Fountain.
And that was a great play at the net there. Northern couldn't corral that off the block, and Bruins are up to a 2-0 start.
So 2-0 and almost a great save, but Chloe Cloud with the point.
Chloe Cloud, the 6'2 junior out of Grand Island, Nebraska. Huge presence there in the middle of the net for Bellevue.
Good low serve and a great up. And that block, they're sent back on the block. They'll try it again. This time it is Lexi Jones. We talked about her blocking abilities, but she can also hammer down some kills.
Yeah, and that's really important for Northern since Bellevue's got two big middle blockers over there. Northern's got to establish that middle to keep those blockers honest.
Brooklyn Minden will serve, the senior from Post Falls, Idaho. There's that kind of the swing play as that one's going to be out of bounds. And another kill for Bellevue, but I had a thought, and it escaped my mind.
That slide play is so deceptive, for folks, and it keeps people guessing. And so having that movement is really hard on the defense.
Thank you for saving me.
No problem.
And we've got an in the net on Emily Bird, the setter out of Townsend, Montana. Her team, former team, fell twice to Shepherd today in the state championship of Class B. So the Townsend Bulldogs, the second place at state. And that one is out, just a little bit wide to the left. It was one set in, one set out. We saw that in the first match.
That's right. It sounds like it was in.
Either way, it is 6-1, and Fountain is serving. She likes to use that high short serve, and that one's blocked back out of bounds. And they're actually going to say off the antenna,
off the net. Yeah. The blockers did not touch that ball. Came off the net and went out of bounds. So Bellevue never touched it.
7-1 Bellevue, and Jerry Wagner's going to take a timeout as his team down 7-1 here in the first set. And we talked about some great players in the Open. We've mentioned a few of them already, but Kevin Emi, a fantastic job she did last night for her Bruins squad.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see them get into action tonight too. This is not what Tech wanted. They wanted to start the game being down by 6 early. But yeah, Bellevue hasn't had much offense running. They've been relying on their defense and unforced errors on the Northern part. So once those Kevin Niemi and Fountain gets rolling, this Bellevue offense is going to be something to mess with.
I mean, she hits 35%. That's fantastic. We saw a couple of Argos in the first match tonight, over 60%, which is unheard of. But yeah, it's impressive. And Kevin Niemi, the senior out of Bellevue, Nebraska, the hometown girl. So out of the timeout, 7-1, Bellevue leads Northern, and Eve Fountain back to serve.
And if I was coach, I would designate a play for my middle hitter, Lexi Jones, there to try to get out of this rotation.
A little more force behind that serve from Fountain. The ball tipped at the net. Set up by Cloud. Kevin Yemi, well, you talk about her, and she gets a kill.
Great set by Cloud, the middle hitter, because that was dug up by the setter, pulling her out of the play. Middle hitter stepped in there, set the ball, and Kevin Yemi does what she does. Gets the kill.
And that's just knowing your teammates and where they want the ball.
Absolutely.
Back to the high short serve as Northern tries it with Josie Hassler. Had a nice match last night. Good up, and then they'll try back to Hassler. And another big dig. That one blocked, and again it's the big dig. And that one finally in for Northern to get the point. But the hustle from Zoe Rogehair, 3 beautiful digs in a row.
She got so low, and she's a freshman too for Bellevue, playing that libero position. What a great defensive specialist.
Woolley sets it up right side. Kevin Yemi palms it in. There was a little trouble for the setter to come around for Northern. Did get the play off. They'll go left side, and big block for Montana State Northern. Macy Selman. Had a lot of them this year.
Yeah, that's a great block by Northern there. They need that momentum shift, and nothing gets that shift going like a house block like that, straight down.
8-3 and 2 straight points for the Lights. As Bird comes over to bump set it up. And a good kill again off of the right arm of Josie Hassler. 3-0 run here by the Lights.
Great play by Hassler, adjusting and hitting it off the block of Bellevue for the point.
Oh, well, that was powerful.
Wow. That is a force out there.
Had herself a decent match last night as well, and her first big kill of the night tonight.
And that was a great set by Mila as well. You know, Mila standing at 5 foot, she's not going to give you an offensive presence of attack like Bella Thompson that we saw last game, but she's got that accuracy on the sets that's really going to be beneficial for Bellevue.
Back to Hassler, another kill for Josie Hassler. Senior from Huntley Project High School, just southeast Montana, 9'5".
Fountain got a touch on that. She's a little disappointed that she wasn't able to pop that ball up.
Let me ask you this. You mentioned, the difference in Bella Thompson and Mia Iowoli's height. That 7 inches makes a big difference at times.
Oh, my goodness. And Bella Thompson's got some ups as well. She was blocking and hitting as well. Mila, she's going to give you accuracy and disguise on her sets. It's a completely different style. Hawaii's putting out setters like crazy.
They are.
Different styles and different skill sets. But it's been a pleasure as a setter watching these two play this evening.
9-6. As Macy Selman back to serve. And once again, from that middle, a quick set, and it's Savannah Berger, the team's leading blocker, and the senior comes through with a big kill.
What a great play. That was a great set, quick out of the middle. So Mila's coming out now as the setter, and it looks like Jada Nunn is going to take over the junior.
Jada Nunn, a 5'10 junior, serving up 10-6 here in the first set. And Nunn sets it up for Berger. That one hit the net, and it's a point for the Lights to make it 10-7. And back to serve will go Joey Hassler. She put on some very nice serves in play last night against Carroll. A good jump serve. That one close to the net. Berger, and they're going to get her for being in the net. So an unforced error, except by the pass and then the set, but it's an unforced error, and it's 10-8.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're down by 2. They opened up down 7-1 were the skylights, and now Bellevue's
in the net call.
So Bellevue's going to challenge the in the net call. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that challenge before.
I have not either. Of course, this is the first year I've seen the challenge in frontier, period.
Maybe that's why.
Well, it looked to be pretty quick for the most part as they dial up the net camera. It is on the far side of the floor on the pylon that holds up the stanchion.
Yeah, and that's the view that you're going to want to look at there.
If you're the officials, yeah.
If you're the officials, yeah.
We do not have that view. That'd be a cool one, though, wouldn't it? But I can tell you, our guys and our crew, a fantastic job. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 cameras, and these guys are fantastic at getting the shots that come right into your screens here on SWX. So 10-8, Bellevue. So MSU-Northern is actually on a 7-2 run here. And to get back into this first set, and it really started with that quick timeout taken by Jerry Wagner.
Yeah, no, it worked. Sometimes it works. and they were able to gain that possession of the ball and make a run without bleeding anymore.
So in the net for sure is the call on Berger, and it'll put Hasler back to serve again, down 10-8.
And now with Jada Nunnan setting for Bellevue, it gives the Bellevue setter a little bit more height and that back row attackability.
Roadhair passes it up to the front, and that is going to go way long off the right shoulder of Bentley Colbaum, the 5'11 freshman from Elk Point, South Dakota. And now it's just a one-point match.
They are calling a touch on that, actually. It's going to be a side out. That was the initial call, but I think there's discussion going on. We got another green card out.
Yep. So here's the thing. If Jerry Wagner's wrong, he is out of challenges for the rest of the match, or maybe just the set.
Yeah, no, he's leaning on that green card early and often. And I think strategically, it's slowing down also the pace of this game that would favor Bellevue. If you keep momentum going, keep the pace of the game going, is going to favor the higher seeded Bellevue tonight. So this might be a strategy by Northern as well, fighting for every point, challenging things that might put them back, and also to dictate the pace of the game. That could be in their favor.
So Bellevue won both matches, winning at Havre back on September the 27th in 4 sets. If you take a look at the replay and if it was touched or not, that's tough to tell. So they get 2 sets or 2 challenges per set.
Okay.
And then if they go to a 5th, if they're out, they get an extra one. So 3-1 with the win at Havre, and then out at Bellevue on Halloween.
A successful challenge.
So he keeps 1 out of his 2 remaining.
And that brings them within 1. That was a huge challenge.
And it's 10-9. A chance to tie it up for Montana State Northern, which has not led in this set. Trailed 8-1 just a few moments ago. And a good serve to Roadhair. They'll set up Berger, and she mishit it, but it worked.
It works. You get points how you get points. Off the net, off the block. But can we talk about Zohair, please? She is having an amazing game as a freshman in this high-intensity environment. Doing a great job in the back row. 5'6" freshman out of Sioux Falls.
Well, she had 325 digs, which is just over 4 per set, and an ace for Bellevue off Allie Butler makes it 12-9.
And if I'm Bellevue, I'm serving it right back to that same person. Show them that you can pass it.
And that one dumps in. That's that knuckleball that dies at the very last moment.
You cannot tell where that's going to land. And she's putting that ball between 3 and 4 there on the Northern. She's going to keep doing that until they show them they can pass it.
Well, hit the net. Service there makes it 13-10. And Northern will go back to serve. And it will be Addison Fallsdown, a 5'6" freshman from Billings Senior.
Lexi Jones back in for Northern to have that middle block presence.
Fountain tips it, blocked back to her, keeps it alive. will try the left side, or the right side from the left arm. And Sophia McIntyre, the junior from Overland Park, Kansas, makes it 14-10 with the kill.
And that was a great swing. Lexi Jones, we're talking about that middle blocker. She was a little late on that play to get over there on the outside, and Bellevue was able to sneak it in the corner there.
Cameron Scheibin, 5'10 freshman to serve. Good block at the net. They'll try in the middle, free ball, and we get a double hit on Northern. So it's Bellevue point, 15-10.
And that's a tough spot. When you make that block, you're taught not to turn around and hit it again. And Jones unfortunately made that mistake.
It's tough though, right? In the heat of the moment,
Absolutely.
because your whole goal is to keep the ball off the floor.
Exactly.
And that is in. Bellevue thought it might have been out, but it is in for Macy Uffelman, and that makes it 15-11.
Yeah, that caught the line there. Bellevue was just watching that ball fall and thought that was going to fall out. Snuck in there on the inner line there.
Zoe Roghair has Bird to serve. None. Fountain had to adjust, got it over cleanly, and Northern goes to the right side for Uffelman again, and it's wide, so it's 16-11.
And Bellevue's offense kind of sputtered on that one. That was a little chaotic there. They were out of sorts, but good teams still make it work when that happens, and Fountain was able to put that ball over, even though the play was messed up.
Mila Iowohi back in and serving. Tell you what, Fountain got over the net on that one. Attempted block. Northern comes back to the left side, and then Kivanimi knocks it in for the kill.
What a great presence Kivanimi is on that weak side there. All the momentum, all the play was in front of her, and Mila was able to set it behind, giving her a one-on-one opportunity with the blocker for Northern.
Iowahi, a twin junior from Ava Beach, Hawaii, on the island, wherever Honolulu is, in Oahu, I guess. Service error gives it back to the Lights at 17-12, Bellevue leading. Northern got to within 10-9 after going on an 8-1 run, and since then it is a 7-3 run for Bellevue. Iwoli sets up, middle, and that is sent over, and a free pass back. Now you're going to get a bump set from Roghair. Good up from the back on the attempt by Josie Hasler. That one blocked back down. And then it goes out. Fountain. And it's 17-13.
We're not seeing a lot of hitting errors by Bellevue, but that one, Fountain mishit, caught it a little high, sailed out of bounds. Bellevue's playing scrappy defense back there to keep that ball up.
That serve way long, and the service error makes it 18-13 Bellevue as Fountain will serve. E. Fountain, senior from Omaha, Nebraska, 290 kills, and was number 2 in the entire Frontier Conference this year. And a beautiful setup right down the middle as Lexi Jones, a freshman from Heritage Point, Alberta, Canada.
And that's the first time we've seen that play. They've been running quicks out of the middle right close to the center. That one was a 32, so it was about 4 feet off the middle, causing a little confusion for Bellevue.
18-14 goes to 18-15 on the service error by Bailey Egan. Egan, the team's leading defense specialist, led the team with 560 digs. That was 5.44%. 19-14 as Audrey Sandford in to serve. Bird sets it up. Hasler banks it home into the third row of the seats, and it's 19-16.
And we talked about it last game too. It starts with a good pass. That was a great pass by Northern. The middle hitter sold that middle quick so that only one blocker was outside and got beat.
Selman to serve for Northern at 19-15 here in the first set. It's been a very competitive opening set here in semifinal number 2, and what you'd expect between the 2 and 3 seeds in the tournament. And a great up, the save made by Selman. That ball's tipped and in, down for a kill, and Lexa Stock, who was huge last night for the Lights down the stretch. And it forces Trish Sedlick to take a timeout. 19-16 Bellevue leads, but MSU-Northern refusing to go away quietly in the first set.
Yeah, they're sticking around 1 to start this match, and now they're within 3, and they're in this game. You know, they believe they're in this game. That was a great last play by Stock, who had a great day yesterday. She was able to adjust and just get that ball over. Just try not to make a mistake and force the other team to make a mistake, and Northern's doing a really good job of not shooting themselves in the foot so far.
Stock, one of 3 Canadians on the roster for Jerry Wagner, going to school up there in Havre. You got Calgary, Alberta, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and Heritage Point.
Well, that's a long recruitment trip.
Yeah. 19-16 out of the timeout by Bellevue. And despite that challenge loss on the second one by Coach Wagner, that seemed to light another extra spark under his team.
It did. Northern's playing with confidence right now. And I know they had a thriller last night that could have taken the wind out of them. They've come to play.
Well, they've answered my question about will they be tired, will they have their legs? They definitely do.
Yes, they do, for this first match at least.
Iowohi sets it up, sent over, and now they'll try Hasler. It's tipped by Berger back into Northern's side of the court. And by Bellevue, a dig by Roguehair. Good rally, and that one is blocked. Bentley Cobom tried it, and Northern blocked it. I believe it was Lexa Stock.
Yeah, that was great play by Northern. That was Stock. The set was a little inside, and the hitter tried to go line on that, but Northern was there. Stock was there to block it.
Northern back to within 2 at 19-17. A fantastic first set. As Kevin Yemi says, I will take that point and take it right to the house. And it's 20-17.
And Iwohi, the setter, is putting that ball really tight back there for Ken Yemi, and that's why he's just bouncing those balls, because the block's a little late for Northern.
None in. Shield will serve up 3 and serve it long. So now she will take over her regular role as setter on this rotation.
And Bellevue's running a 6-2, similar to last game, the Tech, where they maintain 3 hitters at all times, and the setter's working out of the back row.
Fountain's going to have to bump this one up for McIntyre. Northern on the attack, and Roguehair, another good dig. That was more self-defense than anything. But Northern gets the kill from Stock, and it's a 1-point match at 20-19.
And Stock has subbed in and given some energy to this Northern squad.
Hasler serving. Nunn with the set. And McIntyre, good sliding dig by Egan. And that one's blocked. And Stock not happy with that.
Yeah, Sorry to interrupt. She tried to go a little off speed on there, and so she took way too much off of it and went a little short.
21-19.
But as you can see, Northern's going to Stock. Someone's got the hot hand.
Butler in to serve. Good fake by Cadence Wiggins, and then the kill from the outside.
And that fake right there in the middle draws Berger as a middle blocker. You see she hesitated to move out there because she had to stay honest in the middle there.
So Northern with a chance to tie at 21-20. And McIntyre, that was tipped up. And Hasler gets the pass. And then Fountain. Strong block on that left side on the attempt, makes it 22-20.
Wow, and what an answer to the hot hand, right? Stock is being fed because she's getting hot over there, and nothing cools someone down like a house block like that. Amazing defense by Fountain.
In and back to serve, Cameron Scheib, Des Moines, Iowa. 22-20. Again, that fake, and again, another kill from the left side, and it's Macy Uffelman.
Yeah, the fake is working. That middle draw it's keeping that middle blocker honest. With amazing middle blockers are gonna try to get that block every time. So if you can keep them there, that outside hitter has a one block to go against instead of two.
Northern serving, down 22-21. Nunn to McIntyre, block, good dig by Roghair, and a great save by McIntyre. Roghair sends it over.
Great game.
And Uffelman, it ricocheted off 4 of Bellevue's 6 players on the floor, and it's tied at 22.
Timeout Bellevue.
Check this out. It went off of McIntyre, and then it went off of Hope, and then it went off of Fountain, and then I didn't see the...
Roghair was the last one to touch it. That's right. And Roghair, she's touching everything tonight.
She is.
I'm really impressed with her game. And Bellevue's going to need a good game from her in the back there. She's able to get her hands on everything, step in and set the ball when the setter has dug it up. I'm really impressed with the freshman on Bellevue. But Skylights, they stormed right back into this, huh?
MSU-Northern with the high hopes, and right now Bellevue feeling a little panic at the disco. 22-all first set. If this is what the rest of the sets are going to look like, we're in for a fun night tonight.
That's right. This is what I signed up for. So Bellevue trying to get this possession back. Look for the setter to feed Fountain on the outside.
Emily Bird on to serve again at 22-all. Still can't believe we're in the first set. Fountain will pass it up. Nunn. She'll go middle to Jana Hope. Check that. That was Chloe Cloud.
Yeah, Chloe Cloud. She was able to have basically no block on that. And that was a great drawed up play by Bellevue to get the possession back.
Out of the Bellevue timeout, Iowohi, the same serve routine every time. Bird sets it. Oh my goodness! How about Lexi Jones?
And that's a beautiful quick set in the middle there. It starts with a good pass.
Minden into serve for the Lights, tied at 23. Remember, you got to get to 25 and win by 2. So the Lights looking for that first set as Iowohi keeps it alive at the net, and then the big kill right down the middle again by Kevin Iney.
That was absolutely sensational by Iowohi as standing at 5'0", jumping up and one-handing setting that to allow her Bellevue teammate to put it down for the kill.
Fountain serving set point here. Hasler hits the net, left it short, and Bellevue holds off Northern in the first set. A fantastic setup for the rest of this match. 25-23, set number 2 when we come back to Helen on SWX. Tonight's semifinal match of the Frontier Conference Championships brought to you in part by Butte Auto. Easy to find off I-90 at the Harrison Avenue exit in Butte. Find your next ride at Butte Auto. Jason Walker back with Ethan Sky. And man, oh man, 25-23, a fantastic first set, one of the best sets of this entire tournament. And it's crazy when you look at these stats. 8 kills, 8 errors, a 0 hitting percentage for Bellevue, 12 kills, 9 errors for Northern. They're hitting 7.9%. I mean, 0.79%. This is, yeah.
It started off a little shaky for both teams. You know, a lot of unforced errors.
Yep.
And I'm going to chalk that up to nerves. It was the first game. Also, you know, Northern's coming off that 5-game set five set match last night. Takes a little bit of time to get settled in. I expect it to be a little more efficient this game for both teams.
Iowoli sets it over on the Northern serve. Now she'll set it up to Fountain on the left side, blocked. Fountain punches it, and it'll be a point for MSU-Northern. That is Northern's first lead of this match. And we saw a great shot from our camera guys and the guys in the truck of Jerry Wagner holding up his hand to his clipboard. That is telling you where he wants that serve and what zone. And in a minute, I'll have the man next to me explain the zones for you after this point. And Uffelman saved up by Roghair. Iowoli sets it up, and Kevin Yemi had it dug up by Selman. And now Uffelman again. And Roghair again. Now we'll try Fountain on the left side. Bird poked it up in the air. This has to be a free ball, and it is. And again, the setup for Fountain. And this time she slams it down.
Great play by Bellevue. Just Bellevue waiting for that offense to develop. Northern was a little late on that block out there, and Fountain was able to put it down.
Fountain will serve. And it's an error on the service error, and it's now 2-1 Northern.
Fountain's consistently going for that short serve to cause havoc on that front low for Northern, on that front line for Northern. However, it's a high-risk, high-reward serve, and when you miss it, well, side out.
It's like doing a lob shot from 40 yards out in golf, right? And a back-to-back service errors as Minden puts that one into the net. So it's 2-2 now.
And here comes Berger back in for Bellevue, the middle blocker that we highlighted at the beginning of the show.
The winner of this semifinal will play the University of Providence tomorrow here in Helena, 7 p.m. on SWX. We'll have that for you. As Iowoli sets it up near side, I think McIntyre, she just tips it over. And now a tip from Northern. They'll go back to the right side, and there is Keeley Kevin Yimi.
Yeah, what a force on that weak side. Such a good set. And it's automatic out there. She's having a good game. Not making too much mistakes herself. And Bellevue's up by 1.
3-2 Bruins. Bird sets it up for Selman, and right off the shoulder blade of Iowoli, and it's a tie match at 3.
Way to get a body on it. That's the best. That's what you got to do. And sometimes it gets popped up. She didn't really get help from her block there.
Back to Kevin Yemi on the right side. A good dig out by Bird. And Minden just sends over a free ball. Chance for Berger in the middle, and a couple of big diving saves there by Northern. Back to Berger in the middle. Dug up. And then she comes over to help out with the block with Kevin Yemi on Hasler. And at the net, the save made by Kinsey Polk. Another good rally. And it comes to an end as Macy Selman through the block. And it's 4-3 Northern.
Wow, what a great rally. Both teams were playing great defense, picking the balls up.
Sometimes literally off the floor almost.
Absolutely, yeah.
Egan serves. Fountain from the back row. It is punched up, and now they'll try Hasler again. Now it's off the right fist of Fountain, and it's a 5-3 Northern lead.
I don't know if they caught Fountain sleeping back there, but it seemed like she wasn't ready in a defensive position when that ball came to her.
Good serve. Again, Fountain, this one will be just a free ball. Bird, quick and tough set. Blocked back, Northern back to Hasler. Josie partially blocked. She'll tip it back up to Bird. Bird fakes to the middle, passes to the right to Selman, but Berger is there with Polk for the block.
Yeah, great block by Polk and Berger together on that weak side for Bellevue. And now Perry's coming in. And that gives a big presence there at the net for Bellevue.
And Victoria Runyon, another setter in to serve, sophomore. And the kill for Josie Hassler.
And that was smart by Northern. Go to the person that just came in the game for Bellevue. Perry was just in there on the block, and when they're right off the bench, he could be a little cold, so put them in the actions to test them, see where they're at.
Alayla Perry, a sophomore from Algonia, Iowa. And jump ball, kept alive. Free ball, easy hit for Lexi Stock for the point. And it's 7-4 Northern. I mentioned Victoria Runyon is 5'9" sophomore from Indianola, Iowa. There's people back east and in the Midwest just named everything after everything. The same thing. I mean, Indianapolis, Indiana, come on. There's Runyon with the set. And it's interesting that Bellevue switching setters here in the middle of a set. And then Perry sends it long, and it's an 8-4 Northern lead. Oh, no, they're going to give it back. It was tipped and touched by Northern out, so it's a point, make it 7-5. That's a big swing of 2-point difference right there.
No, absolutely.
I mean, 8-4 is a lot different than 7-5.
No, this keeps the Bruins still in contention here.
Lexa Stock over the block and another kill, and we have a player slow to get up for Bellevue.
That's the middle blocker, Berger. Yeah, you don't want to see that.
8-5. Northern has the lead here in the fifth, or in the second. I beg your pardon.
Maybe we can see a replay what happened, but when you see a middle blocker down on the ground like that, they usually have landed on someone else's foot.
You get your feet tangled up and wish the best for her. And I noticed this. I mentioned, Northern played the 5-setter last night, but it's Bellevue going to players so far in the second set, looking for a spark that they haven't played yet this tournament. And you have players like Perry in there and Runyon in there to run at center or at setter instead of your normal setter, Iowohi.
Yeah, no, this Bellevue squad is deep. Just looking at the two benches, it's almost twice as many players, and you have that luxury of pulling people off the bench to fill in gaps and give extra energy boosts. Or we have another player entering the game that hasn't played yet today. And on the other side of the net, you got Northern with the smallest roster in the tournament, and they got a skeleton crew hanging tough and taking teams to the very end.
It makes doing a full practice tough when you don't have 6 on either side. That was a good sign there from Berger. Very gingerly walked off under her own power as they checked that right ankle. It is 8-5. Northern has the lead. They're going to wipe up the floor from the sweat. Actually, it's not sweat. It's perspiration.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a minor roll and not a sprain. And Bellevue and all the fans and coaches are hoping that Berger can get back in this game, hopefully.
Peyton DeZingle replaces her, the 5'10 freshman middle blocker from Kearney, Nebraska. Kearney, a fantastic Division II NCAA volleyball school. And Josie Hasler will serve, leading 8-5. So you got some different players out there, kind of a different rotation, and E. Fountain gets the kill. Unofficially, her second. And Cameron Scheib will come in to serve, down 8-6, but up a set over MSU-Northern.
And you saw how Fountain took a little off that. That was like a 60% hit, making sure that ball was going in because of all these errors that are happening.
Nice save by by Runyon. Northern stock yet again, but it hits the antenna. And I seriously have watched volleyball for 30 years. The last 5.5 sets, I have not seen this many hit antennas. It's crazy.
Maybe Mercury's in a retrograde.
That's above my pay grade.
Oh, nice block.
Great block. The ball sent back over for Northern. Uffelman's going to tip it into the corner, and Scheib was there to pick it up. And that is just beautiful placement off the fingertips of Jana Hope.
Yeah, that's Perry. There's your super sub coming in. Utilize on that weak side there. It was a short set. It wasn't too high, and she was able to pivot and adjust and get that kill for Bellevue. Tied at 8 now.
As Uffelman is tipped on the block attempt. That will be a kill for Uffelman, make it 9-8 Northern. Addison falls down into serve. Up 9-8. Runyon, Fountain. Well, she didn't take anything off of that one.
Wow, what an attack in the middle there, and she's just hanging there. She's ready for that set to come to her while she's in the air already.
Look at this hang time.
Man, and that is just a monster swing too.
And it's perfect set. These two, you could tell, obviously know each other's game very well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Iowohi back in as setter, and she will serve it. Tied at 9. Northern again from that left side. Hasler, this one saved up. And that one is in. Kind of a slap more than the big hit, but it's a kill, and it's a lead for Bellevue.
Man, that was an incredible set. All the momentum was coming to the left side of the court, and she was able to set that in the opposite direction. Great play by Iowohi.
Good pass. Selman sets it up for Stock. And another big kill from that right side for Lexus Stock.
I think Cloud, the middle blocker for Bellevue, is just getting over just a little too late, and so the blockers are split. Yeah, and that's where Stock is finding that lane in between the blockers to put it down.
So 10-10, and Emily Bird to serve. Iowohi, middle. Kevin Yami is, well, it was tipped. It was partially blocked. It may have gone off the net, but it's a point for Bellevue.
And that's all Bellevue cares about. We don't know how it happened, but it hit the floor.
Hey, it's like when I get a birdie or a par after scrambling on the golf course, and my buddy said, it's all right, they don't ask you to paint a picture. It all counts the same in the scorebook.
That's right.
Iowohi. And another big attempt on the kill, but a great dig by Bailey Egan, and then Rogehair a dig of her own. And now Bird sets it up. Selman! Oh, beautiful kill.
I know we've been talking a lot about Rogehair on the Bellevue side, but equally, Egan, the defensive specialist for Northern, she's having a great game too and leading her team with 8 digs.
Came in with 560 into this tournament, averaging a shade over 5.4 per set. Block. Rogehair again keeps it alive. Bird, quick set down the middle for Lexi Jones.
What a play by Lexi Jones. She was able to corral that off the net, set it to the setter, and then get back in for that quick in the middle there. Excellent athletic play by the freshman from Canada.
Volleyball players have some of the quickest feet in any athletic competition.
Oh, overpass.
That's right, a scary one. Oh. But Cloud there, although it goes into the stands.
Jones got lucky on that one. She definitely mishit that one, but was able to get it off, get the point still. That happens.
Brooklyn Minden in to serve. Up 13-11, MSU-Northern. Down a set to the 7th-ranked team in the country, the 2 seed here, Bellevue. Back set. Kevin Yemi off of the left arm of Egan. And when it's coming at you that fast,
yeah, good luck.
Play defense and hope for the best.
Yeah, cover your face. You know, it doesn't help that the block is late too. Like as a back row player, you're relying on that block. You're playing off the block, and if there's no block there, then you could get smashed in the face like that.
You are a sitting duck.
Yeah.
Good short serve and a great tip by Emily Bird, the sophomore from Townsend. She knew exactly the right moment, and she gets the kill.
That was a great decision. Went up with the same motion, the jump set, as if she was going to set the ball to another hitter, and dumps it over for the point.
14-12 Northern. That just out as Kenzie Polk gave it a ride, and it just over the end line. And Egan serving at 15-12 in the second set. Semifinal number 2, Providence already through a straight set sweep of Tech. And how about Kevin Yemi yet again?
What a set. I'm sorry, that set was amazing by Awohi. The ball was in the net. She was able to fish it out without touching the net.
The English.
So beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
She faced the net and set the ball sideways so she didn't hit it, and Kevin Yemi does what she does.
So 15-13 Northern, and Runyon serving. Good set to Selman for the huge kill, answer back.
And that started with a great pass by Egan, who's having a wonderful game for the Northern squad.
And again, that fake into the middle, they go outside. It's my favorite part about watching the Olympics is just, and big-time NCAA college volleyball is the constant decoys and jumping and, man.
It's fun as a setter to call all those plays, too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Good set to Hasler. Dug up, and now Polk will try it, and it's long again. So she is yet to get dialed in, and Northern up 17-13, the timeout taken by Bellevue and head coach Trish Sedlick. So Northern on fire right now here. The lights shining bright in the second set.
Yeah, they're taking care of business. Bellevue's making some unforced errors, which is not, characteristic of this squad at all. Again, I don't know if it's just a second day of playing or...
But you would think that the more tired team would be the team that played 5 sets less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah,
but it's not.
You would think.
Maybe a little bit in that first set, but Northern has definitely regrouped and got it together here for the second, up 17-13. Down a set, but a chance to tie it.
Yeah, and Bellevue right now, they're just talking about getting control. The hitting errors is really, really costing them. And so what you have to do with that is adjust your hits. Maybe you don't hit the ball as hard. Maybe you could drop it down to 70%. It's more placement if the set isn't there. And then it goes back to that pass, which we've been talking about as well. It's like if that pass is solid, it gives your setter way more options to run that offense. And so coming out of the timeout, Northern's going to give them a really tough serve, and it's on Bellevue to try to run that offense and get back some momentum.
AC Selman will serve. Polk, after the 2 hitting errors, will exit, and Selman to serve at 17-13. Runyon, not a great set. A good opportunity by Peyton Dezingle just to get it over, and then there's the block. And it's Peyton Dezingle.
Wow. Off the bench, coming in, making a great adjustment off that hit. That was a horrible set. And then she comes back for the block. Great play.
Do you save the Bazingle for Dezingle until it's a kill, or a beautiful block like that? Dezingle, Bazinga. Stock, dug up by Roadhair. A tough set. Fountain does her best just to adjust and send it over. Now Hasler has to tip it. Roadhair diving, saves it, and sent over by Runyon. Now Selman right down the middle, and a quick set, not the best for Wiggins. And that, another hitting error by Eve Fountain, sends that one wide right. And it's 18-14 MSU-Northern.
Yeah, I'm surprised by the hitting errors by Bellevue, to tell you the truth. That is something they really got to kind of readjust.
Well, you look at that first match where we saw Providence over 42%, and neither one of these teams is going to be over 20% at the end of the second set. And MSU-Northern sees a little streak come to an end. It's 18-15 as Northern will get the chance to go on defense, and back to serve, Cameron Scheib. Bellevue up a set. A nice tip and a better up. Oh, they're going to blow it dead.
Oh, nice try by Butler.
That was a delayed whistle. Looked to be the right call. We have the best of the best sitting up on that perch right now. A head official. She's been around the game a long time here in the state of Montana, and nobody does it better. 19-15, and Fountain got that one dialed in from the middle. And you just needed to move over a rotation spot.
That was a great play by Bellevue. If you notice, they ran a quick, and they had two middle hitters going at the same time there. And Fountain was the one that got fed the ball, the two in the middle.
Iowohi to serve. Down 16-19, but up a set.
See if they can use this free ball.
They tried, but Lexi Jones and Lexa Stock there for the block on Fountain, and it's 20-16. And Emily Bird will in to serve.
Wow, what a huge block combination by Jones and Stock out there.
And give those two the credit. Like you said, is set up beautifully for Bellevue.
Yep.
But unable to convert. And now Uffelman to the back. And Iowohi sets it up. And Kevin Yemi tips it. And because of the tip and then the dive by Egan, she was off the mark just a bit. Otherwise, she might have had that one.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about earlier. When the blocker accidentally tips it, you're taught not to reach behind you to get that ball again, because as you saw, Egan was there ready to get it.
Bird, nice set to the right side, and Uffelman off the hands of Kolbaum for the kill, and it's 21-17 Northern.
They are cruising right now, and they did a great job on that last play of establishing that middle. Jones went up for the quick set, allowing the one-on-one hitter on the outside to get the point for Northern.
Minden to serve, leading 21-17. Bellevue's used one timeout, and they won't need to use it there because Kolbaum drives it down. I mean, you look at the great big names we have in Frontier Volleyball, right? I mean, you've got the terrific seniors, Bella Thompson, you've got E. Fountain for the respective teams, you got all sorts of juniors and seniors. All of these teams here will play freshmen and play them at will.
Oh, yeah.
And that, not a good set there by Bird, and she even told Jones, I didn't get it high enough.
And you need to get that ball high enough for Jones. It could go even extra high for her.
And Northern's going to take a timeout, up 21-19. And DeZingle with the old Kurt Rambis, almost James Worthy goggles, the rec specs.
And she's come in and gave a little spark to Bellevue, both offensively and defensively. And that's what you need to do when your team is struggling, sputtering, not able to get things going. Spice it up. Throw something else in there. Maybe pull someone off the bench with some energy that'll change the momentum and change how things are going. And I think that's exactly what DeZingle did for Bellevue. And now the key is to keep it going for them, not get frozen by this timeout.
It was middle of that second set when Northern was up 7-4 that Coach Sedlick started using that bench, bringing in players we hadn't seen yet this tournament, and they made a little bit of a difference, tied it up a couple of different times. Northern built a nice 4-point lead here late in the second set, but Bellevue has answered back, still down 2 at 21-19, but this is a big set. If Bellevue can get up and rally and get this one and go up 2-0, that puts a lot of doubt for MSU-Northern. And then if you're MSU-Northern to get this set, it's 1-1, and then it's the best 2 out of 3 from there.
Absolutely. No, this is a big one right now. And it's probably going to go down the wire just like that first set did.
Bellevue won that first set 25-23 as Audrey Sandfort in to serve for the Bruins. Tough one. Selman gets it over. And the tip by Kevin Yemi is in on the sideline, and it is a 1-point set right now at 21-20.
Very smart play by Kivinyemi. She could have swung away on that and might have probably gotten blocked or in the net. She saw that open corner deep, placed it back there with a well-timed tip.
So a chance to tie here in the set late for Bellevue. They go right back on the serve to Minden. And Hasler dug up. Iowoli, Kivinyemi, 2 straight from the right arm. One soft, one powerful, and it is tied at 21.
Kivinyemi got that hot hand carrying over from last night. Northern's taking a timeout to try to stop this run by 21-21.
This is a 4-zip run by Bellevue to even up the set. And once again, and now Coach Wagner out of timeouts for the set, but you look at it, and it goes back to who can win this set. Big momentum shift. But if you're Northern, if you lose this set, that is very deflating considering the success you have had all second set.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you go down in this set number 2, it's going to be a big hole to climb out of mentally more than anything, you know. And then we start to question that 5-set game last night as well. Is that going to be coming to the surface in some manner here? But Northern, you know, they're playing tough. I'm impressed with how they've come to play tonight with a limited roster and just giving Bellevue a run for their money tonight.
21-21. And if let's just hypothetically right now, if Bellevue is to score the next 4 and win, and it'd be an 8-0 closing of a set, that is just absolutely crushing.
Yeah, that takes the wind out of you as a team, absolutely. And that's when coaches come into play to try to get your team refocused and move on to that next set.
Still a long way to go. Northern with a chance still to even up this match. And that one was saved, and then on the overpass, Kolbaum slams it home, and it is a 5-0 run by Bellevue to take the lead, 22-21.
And that's unfortunate, having a missed pass like that out of a timeout. You can't get your offense started when that happens. And Bellevue's going to serve right back to her. Make sure she can do that again.
That is 4 straight into that area where Minden is. Selman snaps the streak and puts an end to that run with a big kill. It's 22-all.
And that was Egan that stepped in there and took that pass. It was a perfect pass right to the middle there, and they were able to set up that weak side for the kill.
You know, it's amazing when you watch coaches and how they decide where to serve, as Egan set to serve. And if you get a player that has a mistake or 2 in a row, and that free ball is won by Selman, and now Northern back up, 2 points away from tying up this match at 1 apiece.
Yes, to answer your question, if someone is if they're struggling passing the ball and I'm a coach, I'm telling them to keep serving them that ball until they show me they can pass it.
So 23-22 Northern, and Kivinyemi answers back, tied at 23.
And everyone in the gym knew the ball was going to go to Kivinyemi. Bellevue needed to get out of that rotation. She's been the most consistent for the past 2 days. And Perry's going to come in again, get a little spark off the bench, see if Bellevue can close this out, tied 23-23.
Tied at 23 in the first set. Bellevue won the next 2 points. We are tied at 23 here in the second. Bird sets it up middle, and Wiggins. That was sent way out. And now Northern up 24-23, and Northern has a set point.
It's hard to come in off the bench and swing away like that. Perry just had a little miss hit that went long.
And Selman now to serve. Set point for the Skylights of MSU Northern. And it will be a set apiece. And now we got a whole new different match, folks. We are right back to where we started.
What a battle by Northern. Way to stay in that game and finish it off. You know, it's hard to maintain a lead. You know, it's easy for teams to crawl back into it. And Northern was able to close that one out.
25-23, tied at 1 set. Best 2 out of 3 coming up next. We are tied at 1 set apiece after MSU-Northern holds off Bellevue. Identical scores of 25-23, and we saw a lot more errors, Ethan, in that second set than we did in the first set.
Yeah. I don't know if it's nerves or it's the tournament. Hangover from yesterday. But the consistency isn't there that we saw yesterday for both these teams. And maybe it's just a little slower start, which is fine. And then we get things clicking here in a second. But their leading hitter, Eve Fountain, 5 kills, 4 errors. That's a rough percentage right there. And so when your leading hitter has got that percentage going, fortunately they got Kiviniemi there to come in at a 40% kill rate to help that out.
And Iwohi will start service of set 3. Best 2 out of 3 from this point. And it's Northern striking first. That is how they won the second set. Got the 1-0 lead. And it's a completely contrast of 2 sets, right? You had Bellevue win the first set, 25-23, never trailed. And then we had different ties. We had lead changes in that second set and a couple of big rallies by both teams at the end to get tied up at 1.
Yeah, that's right.
And Chloe Cloud will get the kill, tied up at 1.
And there's that slide play, pulling that middle hitter to the weak side there. I love that play.
It's like pulling a guard on offensive line in football.
Exactly.
Big block. Cameron Scheib got the paws up and knocked it down, and it is 2-1 now, Bellevue.
That was a huge block. She was out there solo. There was no help for her, and she was able to get that solo block herself.
Fountain serves up an ace, and maybe that's what she needs to get her going. You know, it's like in basketball. You get fouled, you go to the line, you're struggling from the field, but you make a couple free throws, and you're right back to where you believe you should be. And maybe that's the Kickstarter for Fountain, an ace. And almost 2 in a row. And then the Northern on the touch will get the kill as Selman sent that one a little high, and then it went even higher off the potential block. And it's 3-2. Egan in to serve. And that's service error. And makes it 4-2.
It's good to see Berger back out there for Bellevue.
Yes, very. After falling in that second set and with an ankle, and back in here in the third and early in the third at 4-2.
Bellevue missed that middle block in the second set because of her absence.
Especially late when they needed it. Oh, great save by Bird, and then it fell to the floor. Tell you what, that was great hustle, though, by MSU Northern, and despite Bellevue winning the point, you got to love the effort.
Yeah, I love seeing players fly over the stands.
I'm trying to remember, was it 3 years ago, and I'll finish after this point. Sandfort serves it. They go to Josie Hansler, and it hits the net, and a 4 hit is the call, 6-2 Bellevue. It was the play, and I can't remember what tournament it was. I want to say Nebraska was playing, so probably the Big Ten. But the girl went flying all the way, and there was a big arena. So they had a lot more room behind the end line, and she went flying to the scores area, the press area, back table, diving over it, and came up with the point.
Yeah, with these bigger gyms, you've got all this space around the courts that players can run and try to save that ball. And it's really fun to see the hustle.
Big kill. And I mean, it was like picture the Brick Breeden Fieldhouse or Dahlberg Arena with the end zone seats pulled in and not out. And a big block. Josie Hassler and Northern back to within 2 at 6-4.
Great block by Josie Hassler. That's a tough block, taking on Kiviniemi like that.
And that is just really the second miss by Kiviniemi in this whole match. Good, hard, lining serve. And the block goes off of the hands of Stock out of bounds. So it is a kill for Scheib, and it makes it 7-4. And Runyon will come in to serve. She made her debut in this match middle of that second set as Coach Sedlick was trying to find anything to get her team offensively going.
Yeah, shaking it up.
So 7-4, Runyon serves, and then she will run the set as well. As that one was tipped, good, smart play by Fountain to keep it alive. Now Egan, the bump set, Stock near side, dug up by Roadhair, but someone was in the net for Bellevue.
I think they're calling it.
Bellevue in the net.
Yep.
Skylights. Macy Uppleman in.
I didn't see who the call was on,
Hassler serving.
but it's 7-5 with Hassler serving for MSU-Northern. Tied at 1 set apiece, down 2 points here in the third. Well, we know we're at least going forward tonight. Runyon sets it up, and that one dug up. The slide. Then McIntyre of her own, and Berger slam dunked it, brought back up, and we get another call. This will be a 4-hit. So it's point for Bellevue. You know, when we saw in the first couple sets when Cameron Scheib would go in, it was usually just to serve. They're using her a lot here in the third set.
Yeah, they're shaking it up. They're shaking it up, and it's working for them. I also want to highlight Berger's ankle seems to be just fine. She was hustling real well along that net in that last play, getting over the blocks and getting for that.
And that's back to Northern as Uffelman gets the kill. 8-6 the score.
Lexi Jones, Addison falls down in. Addison will serve.
Addison falls down. Billings senior freshman. Well, she went to Billings senior, graduated. And Runyon with the tip. Makes it 9-6. So the sophomore out of Iowa comes in and gets a quick point.
And she was looking at the refs there because that was borderline carry. She was very close on lifting that ball over the net, and she looked over her shoulder to make sure she didn't get that called against her.
Roadhair will serve. Freshman from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Both of these teams trying to get to the final site. First week of December in Sioux City, Iowa. McIntyre the tip, partially blocked, and then it goes off of Egan into the stands. And Bellevue up 10-6. This is a lot different Bellevue team we saw in the first set and the third set compared to that second.
Yeah, no, they seem a little more organized, a little more settled this game.
5'6" freshman serves it. Selman, the set. Stock off the block, and now they'll go back to Uffelman. She is blocked. Selman again, this time to the right side, and Stock blocked back. 3 blocks in a row, and then the tip is sent over, and a pass. Now Fountain tries it, and it is sent over, and it's in! And that is the luckiest point of the tournament so far. That was behind the head. She wasn't even looking, just trying to keep it in the air.
That was wild. What a rally.
Lexi Jones.
Yeah, Jones was able to get a hand on that and corral it over the net.
Wow, 10-7. That was a great point.
Yeah, those blockers are winded.
Yes, they are. Fountain's going to answer back from the middle.
Yeah.
She has struggled from the outside. They put her in the middle. She gets kills.
Yeah, I think Bellevue knows Fountain will get on. She'll get going. She'll get cooking. You just got to keep feeding her the ball. And she's off to a slow start, but it can't last forever.
Iwoli back in as the setter and is set to serve. 11-7. Bellevue tied it at 1 set apiece. A tough set and pass, and we'll get the 4-hit violation.
That was tough. Yeah, Lexi Jones was there for the one ball, but it just hit it and went off the net instead of getting it over. Bruins up 12-7.
And a service error makes it 12-8. You know, it's amusing to me whenever there's a play at the net, right? And maybe it goes out, and one team that hit it automatically says, no, it was tipped, and the other team say, we didn't touch it, and they're all shaking their hands like
yeah. Well, it's like a false start in football, right? Everyone's pointing at the other person.
That was encroachment.
Yeah, exactly.
Cloud blocked back down.
Nice block.
Lexi Jones again. We highlighted her at the beginning of the match. She's the team's leading blocker, a freshman out of Alberta, Canada. 128 blocks. That led the conference overall blocks.
And you know you're getting penetration as a blocker over the net when the ball goes straight down like that.
Yeah. Iwohi. Fountain dug up. Bird will set it, and the missed time on the jump by Jones. And really it was kind of the pass in my eyes where it was a little bit off the mark. Bird, then it was slower maybe than Jones was thinking, the whole setup. Fountain will serve up 13-9. They go to the right side, and Selman is blocked. Big block by Cloud. Chloe Cloud, a 6'2 junior.
And those are tough, those blocks that come off and go all the way into the back row because the whole team is in trying to cover that block at the net. When it goes over their heads like that in the back, that's unfortunate.
Selman tips it, sent right back over, and nobody there. And a kill for Cameron Shibe makes it 15-9.
That was a smart play by Shibe. You know, most players would have reset that, started their offense, and she smartly put that ball right over because Northern wasn't ready for it.
Fountain forced Jones to duck out of the way. And now Fountain sets it up. Free ball sent over by Bellevue. Come to Hasler on the side, and a one-armed save by, hey, that's for us. That came right at us.
Wow, what a kill by Bellevue.
I'm glad you were keeping your eye on it.
I was trying to save the cameras.
I was just trying to save my face. I got a face for radio and a voice for the newspaper, but SWX keeps putting me on TV. 16-9, and we're going to get a little
Band-Aid time.
Band-Aid time.
Yeah.
It's like wrestling. You got the trainer running out and shoving the Kleenex up the nose.
Magic spray for soccer.
There is all sorts of little tricks. I remember football teams in the Big Sky Conference west of the Divide. One of them got in trouble about 10 or 12 years ago for using cooking oil on their uniforms so they wouldn't be getting held.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's smart. How did they find out? Started smelling
got
like
caught
canola?
on camera. Yeah. See, I talked about this before, that first set. If we can get a camera at some point over on that sideline for Bellevue, look at these second stringers just doing some line dancing, which I usually don't approve of, but hey, the Frontier Conference Tournament, why not?
It's keeping it light. It's keeping it light there on Bellevue. I like that.
They definitely are. You wouldn't have seen this in the second set.
No.
16-9, Bellevue has the lead as Egan, they're going to now try after the Band-Aid, they're going to maybe put some gauze on it. So at what point, in football, basketball, you get a certain amount of time to get that player sent back out. How long do you get in volleyball?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think they're going to send someone out there until it's completely fixed.
Because then that completely screws up your rotation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you prepare for things like that, but if you can keep Bailey Egan on the court, why not?
Absolutely. No, she's having a tremendous game. You don't want her to be on the bench. Leading the team in digs and passes right now.
16-9, Bellevue leads. The 2-seed leads the 3-seed. This has been the semifinal we kind of expected between the number 2 and number 3. There's the set off, Fountain serve, and Selman. Macy Selman, the senior from Ballantyne, Montana.
Great job by Selman. Bellevue block was late. That middle hitter, Cloud, was late on that middle block, leaving a big lane in the middle for Selman to put it down.
That snaps a 14-8 run by the Bruins. Bird, left side, Hasler.
What it up.
Iohi has to run to get it, and then it's sent long. It was not a great serve, and Shibe really didn't have a good angle at any point to send that one. And it's 16-11. And Bailey Egan again to serve. At right arm, fully bandaged up now. And we get over the net the call. That's such a tough call. And I know they made the right decision, but it's so tough, right?
It is a tough call, but when you have a shorter setter like Iohi is, you know that ball isn't going to get hit over. And so the middle block on the northern side has got to stay honest and stay in their position and not want to. It's so tempting to come over the net and get that ball, but you've got to stay back because they're allowed that second hit.
Sanford serves it up. Quick set and a good dig by Iohi.
Yeah, that was a great dig.
Shibe puts that one down. That's a free ball, and good thing for Northern that Wiggins was there, but is that Kevin Yemi again?
Kevin Yemi, and Whale, who is
Morgan
new
Wally,
for Wally. She's new in the game now and just had a great presence there in the middle.
Northern takes the timeout.
Northern to take a timeout, that's right.
6'1" junior from Henderson, Nevada. So 18-11.
Skylights just haven't found a rhythm in this third match. Bellevue is steady. They've dipped a little bit in that second set, and they're able to come back. And the Skylights just haven't gone back to their second set level of play.
Well, and I bring this up now that we're in the third. The first two sets extremely competitive. Both ended at 25-23. Each team won one of those sets. And again, you don't want to go back to it, but you wonder. 5 sets last night, and it wasn't even 23 hours ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to bring that up because it has to be considered.
No, it's definitely a variable, and not to mention the smallest roster in the tournament.
Right, so
which means they all played more.
Exactly. There's not a whole lot of turnover.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go from rotation to rotation, it might take 4 rotations for somebody to get out.
Exactly.
Audrey Sandford serving 18-11. Bellevue and the home whites. Northern, the visiting darks. And that's a great up by Fountain. And now Kevin Yemi blocked right back at her. And that was Hasler as well as Wiggins.
They've really zeroed in on Kevin Yemi this last set, locking her down.
Well,
and that's Hassler on the outside there, really doing well on the blocks.
After that second set, Kevin Yemi had 10 kills and just 1 error on 22 attempts. So yeah, defensively you got to focus on who's the better player out there at the moment. And Hasler, free ball sent back, and Kevin Yemi, that one's blocked up. So Northern's blockers doing a better job of getting over, and then Wiggins almost slammed it home. Kevin Yemi sends it over. Selman sets it up, the tip, and Hasler leaves it in the net, and it is a 19-12 lead now for the Bruins.
Yeah, she came up just a little short on that tip. It was the right play. She had some space there in the Bellevue defense to try to sneak it in there. Just didn't have enough power on it.
So Victoria Runyon will come in. And it's interesting, we saw Jada Nunn so well in that first set, and then we saw Runyon hit the second set, and then first one backup setter in the third set. And a kill for Northern makes it 19-13. But when you have 3 really good setters, and obviously Iwohi's your number 1, you got to rotate those 2s and 3s to stay fresh.
What a luxury, right? To have 3 good setters and 3. I mean, the middle hitters are deep too. It seems like every position is deep for Bellevue.
That's a nice save. And we're going to get into the net on Egan, the call, and it's 20-13. I look at Big Sky Conference football. For the last decade, Montana State's running back room has had 7 or 8 guys deep, and any of them would start anywhere else in the league. That's called depth, and that is what Bellevue has.
Yeah. And it's showing.
Yes. It's like a good offensive line that can wear down a defensive line late in the game. Egan. Good rally going on here. The tip by Elfelman. Fountain brings it up. They'll go back to the corner for Sophia McIntyre. And the junior from Overland Park, Kansas, makes it 21-13, and timeout MSU-Northern.
These longer rallies are benefiting Bellevue, and I think it is because of what we talked about with this 5-set thing last night. I don't want to keep hammering on this concept, but you see it happening in front. It's unfolding like this in front of our eyes. The way that the rally is going, and the longer the rally takes, Bellevue is usually winning those points because they have the stamina, because they have this deep roster, because they have all these fresh bodies coming in to maintain this energy and to withstand these runs by Skylights, which was happening in the first couple sets. This one, the Bruins have had firm control over this third set, and Northern is just looking for some answers right now.
They are 21-13, and yeah, it just goes back. If you have a great running game or whatever, You just wear that opposing defense down. And it's a little different in volleyball, obviously, where you're on defense and then offense within the span of maybe a second.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
essentially, it is the same idea. And I've said this for a long time. It impresses me when you sit and just pay attention to a middle blocker, right? The amount of stamina that they have to have, because you're jumping, you're back a couple feet, you're running forward, you're jumping, same thing. I mean, you could have that 4 or 5 times in a row. And for those girls to have that stamina in their legs is unbelievable.
I agree. The middle hitter and the setters are the ones that are running all over the court.
Yep. Uffelman is...
They needed that.
Credited for the kills, 21-14.
High off the block. Great play by Northern. Now they're bringing in their top blocker. And hopefully they can string on a set of serves here.
Madison falls down, will serve it away. Runyon sets up Fountain, and it'll go into the stands off of Uffelman after Jones got a piece of it on the block attempt, and it's 22-14. 3 points from the set for Bellevue.
Man, Fountain swings so hard.
You know, and this is one of those things too that we can talk about Northern being tired, their legs, going away, but this is the type of match in a conference tournament like this, as Cloud gets the block with McIntyre. But it wouldn't surprise me if they were to lose this set, Northern comes back and wins the fourth, right? I mean, that's just, who knows what to expect when it's postseason play.
Yeah.
23-14. There's no hanging of the heads and hands on the hips. After that ace, though, we'll see, and it's set point for Zoe Roadhair. 24-14. So Bellevue looking to take that important third set in a 1-1 match. And Northern not done yet. Lexi Jones, not a great set. She adjusted and made it count.
Yeah, and that's where you got to go to that. Feed the person in the middle on that quick set. Get the ball back. Score some points before the end of this set.
Bird. Oh, an ace for Emily Bird. And it is 24-16, and match point number 2 saved, or set point rather, set point number 3 coming up at 24-16. Good serve again by Bird.
Oh, what a set.
Rockhair sets it off to Fountain, and it's out of bounds, wide right. And a set point third save. Timeout Bellevue. It's 24-17.
Yeah, they're close. Bellevue's close, but they haven't won it yet, so they've got to stay focused and not get complacent on this. Northern, keep doing what they're doing. They can't afford to lose a point now. They just got to keep on serving to the end of the game. And they can. They can.
Yep, you can. 3 set points saved. How about that? If they were set point 1 down 10, and let's just say they come back to win this set 26-25, that's a 12-0 run, man. That's I'm not great at math, but I can at least do that.
Yeah, and it seems unattainable, really, but
crazier things have happened.
Exactly.
I mean, you
never
see
know.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
And it could be one big play like that where, you come off 2 great serves, one's an ace.
I mean, just looking at the body language of Northern, they believe they're still in this game.
Oh, for sure.
If it's not just this set, they still believe in this match, and like you said before, their body language, their heads are high. They aren't getting down on themselves, and it's so important to keep that mental piece focused and engaged if you want to come back from behind and also beat a higher seeded team.
Bird to serve. 24-17, 4th set point for the Bison. And go to a 5th set point. How about that? 4 straight set points saved. And it's 24-18.
And they're subbing Butler out, the one that messed up on that serve receive, putting in Sheeban. And if I was Northern, I'm going to serve her the ball immediately coming off the bench.
Well, it's like going right at a defensive back.
That's right.
And they do go right to her. McIntyre comes back, though, right off of Vegan. And that is set point at 25-18. So we'll head to a 4th. Bellevue looking to advance to the championship. They need 1 set. Northern needs 2. We'll find out who does it in the 4th. Coming up next. This Montana Sports Series presentation is made possible in part by the Billings Clinic and Logan Health. Billings Clinic, Logan Health. Trusted, be trusted. Strive for excellence. Serving Montana, Wyoming, and the Dakotas. Ethan Sky, Jason Walker back here in the stands as we watch set number 4 about to get underway. And you see focus there on Eve Fountain. She has 7 kills. She has 5 errors. So not a great offensive night, but she has 10 digs to lead the way and a couple of blocks.
Yeah, and that's what good players do. You know, you're not going to be on every single night, but how can you contribute even when one part of your game is off? And that's what's happening with Fountain tonight. She's not having the best offensive game, but she's holding her own on the defense, which is huge.
Get the block for Bellevue to go up 1-0 here in the 4th set. Bellevue up 2-1, and Fountain will serve it. And Bird will set it up for Selman. It goes wide left, and it's 2-0. And this is the set. You wonder if Northern has one more push in it, right? I mean, down 2-1. They did not go away quietly in that third, and they will not go away quietly early here in the 4th as Uffelman with the kill and makes it 2-1.
And that was a good hustle by Fountain and the other Bellevue players to try to get ball back.
Bird with 21 assists now. Selman has 11. Minden on to serve for the Lights. And Woolley sets up Cloud. A one-hand hit by Egan, and unable to get to it is Bird just below us. First row of the stands, and it's 3-1.
Those hits are so hard to defend as a defender. She mishit the ball, so it was an off-speed spike coming towards her. The defender was expecting that ball to be hit a little bit harder, and that threw her off balance.
Bellevue up 3-1, and they're going to bring the officials out to wipe the floor. It's funny, the players always point like, no, wipe there, instead of just grabbing the towel and doing it themselves. Of course, you could go old school like the basketball and players do and just spit on the floor and get your sneakers all clean that way, right? And this is the second time. The first time was for Berger, but we're going to come out. Oh, they're cleaning up some blood on the floor. That's what it is. As the Carroll trainer, Chris Ward, comes out. That's not Chris, but it is the assistant trainer for Carroll College. Come out to clean up that blood.
Like a true semifinal match. Right? Blood, sweat, and tears.
There's been a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears this entire season that started way back in the middle of August with the first matches. Practice, of course, a couple of weeks before that. Not to mention they're balancing full school schedules along with that.
Yeah.
3-1 Bellevue, up 2-1 here in the 4th. Bird sets it up for Hasler out on the right side or left side. Fountain will give it to Kevin Yemi, and a good dig by Bird. And now Hasler back. Fountain the pass. Bump set. Kevin Yemi sends it free ball, and that was almost down. And then it is down for Lexi Jones. But a good job by Bird to keep it alive after Kevin Yemi sent it about 8 feet to the 10-foot line.
And Selman did a great job of popping that up to Bird. And then Bird and Jones, when they run that quick set out of the middle, it's almost unstoppable.
Quick sets are impressive. That one off the net, saved by Bellevue. And then a quick block. Now Bird, the back set to Selman, and that is off of the hands of Cameron Shive, and it's Selman with the kill to tie it up at 3.
There we go. Northern's got some offense clicking right now, not making those unforced errors and setting up some really solid offense.
I'm going to tell you, Northern is not going to go away easy in any sport that they are in, including this great volleyball team for Jerry Wagner. The dive, the free ball, and Bird saves it from hitting the deck, and now the tip by Hasler. Free pass, and that's Wiggins with the block kill.
The Northern's not going anywhere.
Nope. And it's 4 threes to the Lights. And Bailey Egan serving again. Good dig out of the back row, and now Selman again. And it is 5-3 Northern.
And Morgan Whale who's coming in as a middle blocker here for Bellevue off the bench. She was extremely late on that last block, and there's this huge lane in between there that Selman, being the strong hitter that she is not going to miss that.
Fountain from the back row digs it up. And a kill for Cameron Scheib. Makes it 5-4 Northern.
Great kill right down the line. That's a hard spike to kill to pick up.
So we saw Jada Nunn in the first 2 sets. Didn't see her much in the third. We see her here in the fourth. The second setter of the 3 that have played for Bellevue. Quick set, Fountain there. Now Nunn sets it up. McIntyre is long. She argues, as they always do, that it was touched.
Hey, it's worth an argument at least. And Stock's coming back in, who had the hot hand in set number 2. Let's see if she can reestablish that in this important fourth set.
Selman jump serve to Fountain. Nunn has to chase that one down. They go back and off the arm of Berger wide to the right. And Northern up 7-4.
These unforced errors are just so detrimental to both teams. It's hard to string along some points when that's happening.
We've got, heading into this set, 40 combined hitting errors.
That's a lot.
Coaches might say that's way too many. 20 apiece. And Scheib, the tip, and it fooled both Wiggins and Lexa Stock. They were expecting the powerful block, and it was just a weak little tip, but it worked.
That was a smart adjustment to shoot it off Stock's block.
Selman back in setting, and that hammered right into the lower third of the net by Wiggins.
And that's on Selman. She's got to get that ball up just a little bit higher. Wiggins is doing an amazing job in the middle there. She's bouncing all over the place. And so the set's got to be a little higher for her to put that ball down. Here she comes again.
Goes to Hasler. That's blocked back to Northern side. We'll try Stock out on the left, and it's in off the hands of Rodhair. And again, she had no choice but to try for that ball because you don't know if that's in or out.
Yeah, you don't know if it's in or out. And also, honestly, I didn't know if that was touched at the block as well. And if that was touched, then she did need to have to try to get that up. But it was close.
8-6. Rodhair quickly up. A one-hand set to Fountain.
What a set.
Wow. Uffelman blocked it out of bounds off of Bellevue's arms. And it's 9-6 Northern. I told you in the third. Northern could easily come back and win the fourth. And they're up 3, down a set. As McIntyre, once again it is long. They're going to say it was tipped at the net. So it's a point for Bellevue. And Jerry Wagner thought about the card and then said, no, I'm not going to. 9-7 Northern as Rodhair back to serve. Here in set number 4, Bellevue Bruins, the 2 seed and 7th ranked team in the country. And that is a service there just barely. I thought that was going to be 5 feet past the end line, and it was just over.
Yeah. It looked like it was sailing way out, and then it came to a dead halt in the air and almost caught that back line.
Addison falls down, will serve. Tough pass, and Fountain just sends it over as falls down. The tip, who gets it over. Now Fountain off the block. A big save on the back row, but it goes into the Northern bench. And that makes it 10-8 as Fountain gets the serve, or the kill. But great effort again. The defense of all the teams in this tournament has been unbelievably good.
Yeah, no ball is done until it's done. There's always a chance for these teams to get that ball back up into play.
Until you hear that whistle.
Nice pass.
Stock out, wide right on the tip. And Bellevue back to within a 1 point, 10-9. Bellevue won the first set 25-23. Northern came back in the second 25-23. Bellevue won the third 25-18. And Northern leads here in the fourth, 10-9. Bellevue the chance to tie here, and they will get the tie as it goes off of kind of awkward side ball almost off the side hand of Jones.
Yeah, that was a miss hit by Jones. And then she turned around and smiled at her team. This is what I'm really impressed with Northern. They are fighting and they're staying positive every time that they make a mistake.
Well, it's just like watching Tech, and despite the sweep that they suffered to Providence, as Uffelman is going to get the kill, but Tech, despite the fact they were swept, they didn't get down at any point in that match.
And that's just well-coached teams, and that's what you expect to see at the end of the season here, with all this really good talent culminating at the final tournament. But yeah, I'm really impressed with how these coaches are navigating these teams.
The top 8 out of the newly expanded 12-team Frontier Conference made it here to Helena, the one-site tournament. And
a little equipment timeout adjustment. It looks like the antenna got dislodged. Can't have that.
No.
Emily Bird serving.
Bird serving, up 11-10, but down a set. Roghair. That one, and into the net was Iowoli, and there was nothing she could do. She gave it all to try and save that ball.
That's a tough set to make in the net there. I've seen her make it before. She can do that.
That one was pretty into the net, though.
Yeah.
Iowoli sets up the middle. Kevin Yami's dug up. And now Selman comes from the right side, gets the kill, and Northern back up 3.
And Selman's having a great game. The leader of assists and kills on this Northern team.
Bird serving, but how do you do that? Fountain, huge! And that is what she needed. She has been quiet this entire game. We talked about it coming into this set, keeping it up on the defensive side. But that kill, huge.
And they need her. They need her to do that to win this tournament, or to even to win this match.
Oh, good job by Egan. After the ball hit the tape and trickled over. Roghair at bump set, sends it over. Now Egan sets it up. That's a tough ball for Uffelman off the errant set, and it's 13-12. Bellevue back to within a point.
Egan's been having a really great game in the back there. That was an unfortunate mishit set that she hasn't had a lot tonight.
There's a weird stutter step on that serve by Fountain. And a great kill by Macy Selman, this time from the left side.
Yeah, Selman again having a great game.
Let me ask
the fact that they're running a 6-2, they have 2 setters, and so this is why Selman's getting all those kills. When she's in the back row, she's setting. When she's in the front row, she's hitting.
Okay. And it's Minden into serve at 14-12. And Scheib goes out to the left, and it's 15-12, back to 3. Here's my question I was just going to ask. If you have a left-hand power hitter, right, from the outside, I see more lefties hit more successfully from the right side, kind of cross-bodied.
Interesting.
Kevin Yemi. The attempt. Hasler saved by Fountain. Roghair tracks it down, and Iowoli just sends it over. Short pass, quick set, and a good dig by Roghair. Now Scheib off of Egan. And once again, back to Bird, who sets up for Lexi Jones, and the lights are up 4 in the 4th.
Great playing by Lexi Jones, the freshman. You can see she's breathing a little heavy there. Going up for blocks, turning around, finding that ball for the quick set with no approach into Northern.
Bellevue takes the timeout. Head coach Trish Sedlick. 664 career wins, 221 losses. She is 541 and 200 at Bellevue. So let me go back to that left-hand question, Ethan. When you know what I'm saying? Like, you think a lefty would hit better from the left side of the net, right? But you see a lot of cross-body. And why is that?
Yeah, so when I was playing, the left-handed hitter was always hitting on the right side. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The weak side there.
Yep.
And I think it just gives, they have that inside arm, so it gives them that flexibility of going cross-court or line easier from that weak side. Another thing about that left-handed hitter, or left-handers in general, is it's very valuable for setters too, because their right shoulder is towards the net, and so having that left hand to be able to dump that ball over is super special, is super important for the setters as well. So left-handed setters and left-handed hitters on the weak side are imperative to have for a team.
Well, in serving left-handed, you're used to righties, and it's a completely different ball. You know, it's the spin is different on the ball depending on how it's served up.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's just like a right-handed pitcher versus a left point is different.
Yep.
And you've got to adjust as a defender.
Brooklyn Minden serving up 16-12 as Northern looking to send it to a fifth set for a second consecutive night. And Kevin Yemi with the kill. She was quiet the last couple of sets. Big to get her back in right now here in the fourth.
Yeah, that was smart. And that was a drawn-up play by Bellevue coming out of the time ball. Get a good pass, make sure she gets the ball, and so we can get this possession back and try to get back in this match.
Freshman defensive specialist from Omaha, Nebraska, 5'4" Jamison Badge in to serve. I mean, you're in a very important conference tournament semifinal match, and a kill there for Selman. And you haven't played all tournament long and have played less sets than a lot of other teammates, and you come in that moment to make a big serve.
I think that's just a testament of the coach and the trust that she has in her team, and knowing that any player she calls on will step up when asked to.
Iowohi the set. Scheib. Great save by Bird. And then they're going to say that Egan was off the playing surface when she hit that ball. I would think you could hit it from the stands if need be. Or is that a new rule change?
They're saying that you've got to contact that ball before you go into the stands.
So point to Bellevue, and then Selman sends it just long. Kind of a low set. She had to bring the arm down almost three-quarter, and it forces the error.
Jada Nunn serving.
Now Nunn back in. Cameron Scheib has played a lot in these last couple of sets for the Bruins. Wiggins had it blocked. Now Scheib again going at it, and that's a free ball at the net, won by Wiggins. Scheib's going to try to tip it over. She cannot, and Northern goes up 18-15. Wild sequence, and the Lights get the point.
Yeah, both teams were kind of out of sorts on that last sequence. And Northern was able to succeed with that point.
Just who can do it less ugly at point in time, right? Selman serving. Good, hard serve. And Scheib, another hitting error into the net. And Northern back up 4, 19-15. They are 6 points away from sending it to a fifth. And then the race to 15 at that point, anybody's game.
Yeah, that's a whole different game.
And almost an ace. And they will call it an ace, and it's 20-15. Northern in the lead.
So they're taking Fountain out because she's getting picked on by the server. You notice that. If someone's having trouble serving, then that's where you're going to go to. But now that someone's coming off the bench, that's who I'm going to go to now as well, because they're coming off the bench and they're expecting it.
It's Audrey Sanford in for Fountain, and Scheib will take the serve. And then she'll send it middle to floor. Egan dive for the up, and then Selman. Roghair saves it. Bump set over the left side, McIntyre. That was redirected. Nice job by Egan. And there is Sanford. Bump set by Nunn. Scheib again. And again a save by Egan. It did. And then it's a point for Alexa Stock. Wow. Another terrific rally.
Yeah, that was a great rally. Great defense. Every kill attempt was getting dug up on both sides. Some good volleyball right here at fourth set.
Selman serving up 21-16 or 21-15. Looking to send this to a fifth set decider. And back to Scheib. That time it drops down before anybody can reach it. And that snaps a big run by MSU-Northern. It's 21-16. Long way to go here for Bellevue.
That was a great play by Schaub to just make sure that that ball landed in. You know, she took a lot off of that to make sure that that ball did not go out or in the net. And Bellevue needed that.
Selman back in at set. Hasler, and again through the block of Fountain along with Morgan Awali, and it's 22-16.
And they're having trouble blocking. Bellevue is on that weak side, and so they're bringing Berger back in, that the number 3 leading blocker in the country, to help with that weak side block that Hasler's taking advantage of.
6-point Northern lead, down 2-1, but we are in the 4th, and the Lights with the 6-point advantage. And 3 points away from the set, and the ace makes it 2 points away from the set.
And you can feel the energy shifts in the fans and the team, and Northern is feeling it. They're riding it.
Tied at 10, it is now a 13-6 run by the Lights, 2 points away from a 5th. And McIntyre just enough through the block of Wiggins, and it's 23-17. Rodhair will serve it up for Bellevue.
And I like this rotation for Bellevue. They got Cloud and Fountain up front. So that's some power in the front for Bellevue's offense.
Oh, wow. That was a great setup to Wiggins. A good block attempt, but it is set point MSU-Northern.
Yeah, Cloud was late on that quick set. Wiggins is having a great game in the middle there. Very active, fast in the quick set there.
Nunn. Fountain. And Cloud. Or not Cloud, but Hasler there for the dig. Nunn again. This time sets up Cloud. And set point saved. We'll have a second set point.
And that's the third time that Jones has reached back like that to try to get the ball off the block when she's got 3 people behind her ready to take that ball. And that's just an experience from the freshman.
Iowahi back in to serve. 5 foot at an Ava Beach ace. 24-19. Second set point saved. Timeout MSU-Northern. A third set point coming out of the timeout at 24-19. Well, were you planning on a late night tonight? Because we could be headed that way.
It looks like it. This is a great set, great match. Both teams are fighting hard. Each team is getting it themselves into some kind of lulls, and it's sent back. Right now, Bellevue's in a lull, and they're having a hard time snapping out of it. Skylights, on the other hand, continue to keep the pressure on, and they are working hard to try to get this 4th set win to force a 5th back.
So MSU-Northern went 1-2 in 5 setters this year. They had a stretch from October the 10th until October the 24th. So 5 straight matches of straight set sweep wins. So Northern 1-2, and now 2-2 counting last night's win over Carroll. So 2-2 in 5 setters. Oahe serving for Bellevue down 24-19, up 2-1, and 2 set points have been saved by the Bruins, and looking for another to keep this set alive. And good defense by Rodhair.
She's having an amazing game.
Selman, jump ball, and we are headed for a 5th set. Lexi Jones with the kill. 25-19. We will go to a 5th set decider here in Helena. Semifinal game number 2. First of 15 will take on Providence tomorrow night in the championship. Let's find out who it will be when we come back to Helena on SWX. Well, for the second consecutive night, our nightcap at the Frontier Conference Championships results in a 5-setter, and it's MSU-Northern. The winners of the second and the fourth, Bellevue winners of the first and the third, and that is Lexi Jones, the only player for either team hitting over 46%. Everybody else is struggling outside of her and really Chloe Cloud, but Lexi Jones, known for her blocking ability, Ethan, but 10 kills in 15 attacks.
Yeah, she's having a great game offensively, known for her defense, but tonight it's the offense. Comparatively, there on the other side, Eve Fountain, known for her offense, is playing well on the defensive side.
It's just crazy in postseason who's going to step up and who's going to take on a different role than they've been accustomed to all year.
And I'm curious how deep Bellevue is going to go in this final set.
That's a great point. Yeah.
They are using a lot of players off their bench. I want to think almost everyone has been in. I'm looking at the bench now, and I feel like I've seen everyone on the floor.
It's very close.
And that's impressive. And so trying to keep that rotation going and keep people engaged, and while they're coming off the bench, that's their goal.
So service error to start things off, and MSU-Northern up 1-0 in the fifth. The winner win by 2, first one to 15. We will switch sides of the court after the 8th point is won. And the winner of this match will take on the University of Providence tomorrow night here in Helena, 7 p.m. here on SWX. Can't wait for that championship match, and it's going to be a good one no matter who Providence plays. And Hasler. Nice job by Fountain. McIntyre, the lefty from the right side, gets the angle, blocked out of bounds, point for the Bruins.
That's a great kill by the lefty out there. Going back to our conversation about left-handed, on that right side there, it's easier for the left-hander to hit it because the ball's not coming over their body, right? If they're on this outside
Good point,
here.
yeah.
And it's easier for them to make that swing.
1-1. Bird sets it up. Hasler tipped. And now Nunn will set it up for Fountain. Oh, and a good effort, and it will be saved. That is hustle by the Lights, and Fountain's going to dump that one as a couple of Lights come together. Still alive. Hasler. Fountain tips it up. Get the bump set to Fountain. She'll send it to the back. And dug up there by Minden. And now Hasler again. And right there for the dig is the Bruins. And McIntyre sends it high. And it goes up off the roof and the backboard. And it's sent over. A free ball, and Bellevue still on the attack. And it's Lexi Jones.
With a solo block. What a huge block by the freshman, Lexi Jones. She also got that ball over off the backboard of the basketball.
She did. Wow. It is 2-1 Northern, and Bailey Egan will serve.
These first to 15, it's so important to get off to a fast start because it goes so fast.
Fountain, one-hand save by Minden, tracked down by Bird, and then sent over as a free ball. They'll try Fountain to tip, and this one, nobody there for Northern, tied at 2.
Really smart play by Fountain. She's been swinging hard the past 3 or 4 hits, and that one she switched it up to the tip, and Northern wasn't ready for it.
Mila Iowohi will be in to serve at 2-all here in the fifth.
And here's that rotation up front for Bellevue. They've got Kivanimi, Fountain, and Cloud. Those are all 3 big hitters for Bellevue.
It's a great rotation, right? And Hasler gets the kill. Or was that Selman? It is Selman with the kill. She now has 15. And it's 3-2 Northern, as Selman will then go back to serve.
And now that line up front for Northern isn't looking too shabby as well, with Stock, Hessler, and Wiggins up front. They're having a great game offensively as well.
And he sets it up down the middle for Keeley, Kevin Yimmy, and it's 3-all.
It's so valuable to have all these players hitting in different spots for Bellevue. They've got Kevin Yimmy coming out of the middle, coming on the outside, coming on the weak side. Not every player can do that. That's impressive.
Fountain now serving. That is a scary pass. And into the net, or they're going to say over the net, was Northern. So it's 4-3. Bellevue's first lead here in the fifth. Egan's going to bump set it. Minden just bumps it over safely, and then Kevin Yemi dug up by Wiggins on the tip. They'll set up Stock, and Roghair with the dig, and then Iowohi with the tip and the kill.
Great play. Great dig by Roghair. She's having a great game as well. After 4 sets, she's leading all players with 16 digs. Oh, excuse me, no. Egan on Northern also is having a great dig game as well.
MSU-Northern takes the timeout. 5-3 Bellevue. We mentioned Northern following last night's 5-set victory. 2-2, winners of 2 straight in 5-setters this year. They dropped the first 2 and have won the last 2. For Bellevue, they are 2-1 in 3-setters or 5-setters, and that includes a couple of weeks ago a 5-set victory over newly named number 1 Providence at the time.
That's right, and part of their 15-game winning streak is online still as well. They've won 15 in a row, which is really impressive. And I don't think they've been tested. They were tested by Providence in a 5th game, like you said.
But they haven't really been tested all year.
Besides that, I'm looking at these results. Dakota State took them to 5.
Oh, they are 2-2 in 5-setters. I missed the first one. College of Idaho. Yeah, lost in 5. Then won 5 in a row, lost, then won 5 in a row, lost, and now they ride a 15 games win streak into this one. Take SWX with you wherever you go. Just download the SWX app and get the latest sports delivered to your phone. Get the SWX app from the App Store or Google Play Store. As Eve Fountain serving now, 5-3, up 2 points in the 5th, tied at 2 sets apiece. Stock, the left hand, and it is wide left. And Bellevue up 6. Danger time right now for Northern.
Yeah, you can't afford to make those errors. The set was a little off, but you've got to be able to put that into play.
And Fountain.
Nice pass.
Selman sets up Stock off of Fountain into the stands. Not much Fountain could do on that one.
Way to come back, Stock, after making that unforced error, coming back, swinging hard, not letting it phase her, moving on to the next point, and bouncing that off of Fountain's chest.
Josie Hasler serving for the Lights. A good short serve. Nice pass, though. And then sent over by Scheib on the free ball. And Stock has it sent right back at her by the net. And it's a point for Bellevue, up 7-4.
Berger looking good on that ankle from the 3rd set, back in the game. And that's quite a line they got up for Bellevue right now, too, with Kimnini, Berger,
and Scheib.
Yeah.
And then you got Fountain in the back. I mean, that's pretty lethal foursome there. And Uffelman gets the weak hit for the kill. She took a lot off of that.
That was a great reach. She mistimed the jump, and the ball was way behind her. She was able to grab that, make an athletic play, and get it over the net. Nice pass.
Iowohi, the setup for Kevin Yemi. Oh, and it's still alive. How about that? Addison falls down, sends it over. Again, great hustle from the Lights. And this time, Kevin Yemi through the block and down. And it's a point for for Bellevue, up 8-5. The teams will now switch sides, but I still don't know who's going to win this. But again, the hustle all the way almost to the Carroll College logo in alphabet lettering on the baseline of basketball. And a great save, and then Addison falls down. I mean, that's a nervous free ball, right? Your teammate had just made a great play, and now you've got to send it over. She's right underneath the basketball hoop.
Yeah.
For one.
Yeah.
And to have the court awareness to just get it over, reset.
Yeah, my favorite part of that whole play was Selman, who made that play at the baseline, had this huge smile the whole time. So they're just having a ball out there, all of them. And when you're scrappy and jumping around, getting free balls and miss hits like that, it's fun. And you can see it.
8-5, Bellevue with the lead here in the 5th. And serving is Jada Nunn. A short serve, free ball, tipped and saved by Northern, and it's a kill for the Lights. And Lexi Jones showing the hops. She was very excited on that one.
Oh, man. Bellevue was hoping to get an over-the-net call by the setter on that, but the referee said that did not happen. And, yeah.
Watch Jones just jumping up. She was doing snow angels in midair.
Nice pass.
Nunn sets up Berger, who is dug up. She'll keep it alive, and now Nunn will set it up for Scheib, and it's blocked out of bounds, and it's a point for Bellevue at 9-6.
Great swing by Scheib.
Allie Butler, a junior from Omaha, Nebraska, 5'7" defensive specialist in to serve. Egan passes to Bird, and then Lexi Jones is just benefiting from errant passes and balls at this point.
She isn't hitting the ball squarely, but she's still getting the kill. And hey, if it works, it works.
Number 18 for the freshman. 9-7. Nunn. McIntyre tips it. Egan right there. Bird will set it up over to Selman. It's in, and it's a 9-8 game here in the fifth. Bellevue up a point.
Selman came to play. She is leading this Northern squad right now, both on defense, setting, and attacking.
Well, you know, you'd expect that from your senior leader from Huntley Project, where she won some state titles for that dynasty. And now Hasler sends it over. Nunn sets up McIntyre, and across court, Killa. They say it's out.
One line says in, the other line says out.
Okay, so what's the call going to be? We might get a challenge here, and we will from Coach Sedlick. I think it's a good challenge. It's 9-8, 9-9 if the call holds. It would be 10-8 if this is overturned. This is a very big point in this match.
This is a big point. It's so hard on these challenges, even with these replays, to see if there is a touch.
I don't know. It looked like it. And, and a key for me, and I could just, my opinion, but Jones and Hasler, the way they reacted, it wasn't an immediate no touch, which almost gives me the sense that maybe it was touched by one of them, right?
Yeah, no, that you definitely look at that as a spectator, see
Watch
how the players react.
Again, yeah, they both look, and then, I'm telling you, we're going to get another look at it here. So close.
Yeah.
And again, they have different camera angles here for their replay system than we are seeing as well. So
that's right.
They're seeing a lot different view, a lot closer view than we would at this point. But a great camera angle shot, guys. Oh, my gosh. Watch it again. Does Jones get it with her right arm there? Or maybe did
on the dig attempt,
get it with her right hand?
She's the first one that says out. Bird.
But again, I go back to none of them reacted, including Bird.
Yeah.
Aside from saying it was out, and then everybody looked to see what the call was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've got the best in the business right here, running the replay and the officials. It is either going to be 9-9 tied, or it will be 10-8 for Bellevue. I mean,
huge call.
This is the biggest point of the match right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, when you could either be tied, each team 6 points away, or you're up 2 with 5 points to play with. I mean, I love this game, man. How can you not love women's volleyball? I know we both played guys volleyball, but women can do things that guys can't.
Oh man, it's fun. This has been a great evening. This whole tournament has been fun to witness. High level volleyball through the state of Montana and the surrounding regions. Mm-hmm. The fact that we've got 2 top 7 teams in this conference here. Like, this is high level volleyball.
They're going to say it was out, so no touch, and we okay.
Okay, and now if you're Bellevue, you just move on. Okay, you didn't get that challenge. That's fine. Now you got to get this ball back. Don't dwell on it, and play your game.
Minden to serve. Good serve.
Yeah, great serve.
Nunn sets up Fountain. She just barely taps it over and dug up by Berger, kept alive for McIntyre.
Nice up.
Great dig by Egan, and she'll send over the free ball, but it hits the net. She just missed it.
Oh, that's unfortunate by Egan, who is very good at passing. That's her job. And she unfortunately made an unforced error there.
You are not going to see that a whole lot
No.
from the senior from Colstrip.
No, that's not going to happen ever again. But it happens, and now we're moving on. Next point.
Yep, and now she's got to have the short-term memory. And she does as Bird sets up Jones. And Egan bailed out. It's 10-10. And really nothing hurt after that, right?
Yeah. And now she's got opportunity to serve the ball and maintain control for Northern. Wiggins is now into the front for Northern as well.
We've had 5 ties in this 5th set, and we're still 5 points away from one of these teams winning, and it's McIntyre. Perfect position, and really the only one that had a chance was Minden, and it was even too far out of her reach.
Yeah, and I'm curious if Minden did see a touch off the block there, because that did look like it was going to sail long. It would have been close.
Iowohi. I mentioned she's got the same routine. It's like in golf, same routine every shot. Free throws, same routine. Iowohi. Left side, Fountain, and there the senior, perhaps the biggest kill of the season for the Bruins.
Yeah, and if I'm the Bruins, I'm going to keep going outside to Fountain, try to close out this game.
Maybe Kevin Yemi down the middle. You never know. Off the tape, Bird will set it up near side. Hasler blocked, dug up by Hasler. Bird sets it right back to Hasler, tipped, dug up in the back. Iowohi. Now Kevin Yemi from the right side, partially blocked.
Nice play, Egan.
She is all over the floor. Now Fountain again. Oh, back-to-back. Cross-court killer. 13-10. 2 points from the championship match. And Northern takes the timeout. We were tied at 10. Bellevue, an unfortunate, or for them, a fortunate mistake made by Egan on the pass, right? And since then, they've rolled off a couple of points off the arm of Fountain. And I got to tell you, again, that might have been the biggest kill 2 kills ago of the season for Eve Fountain, who had 290 coming into this tournament.
Yeah. 290 coming to this tournament, 1845 for her career, which is second all-time in Bellevue behind Sierra Athen. And yeah, it took her a little bit of time to get started today.
1,845 kills, 1,856 digs.
So that's a solid all-around player. And you're seeing that tonight, right?
Absolutely.
You're seeing that when the kills weren't falling, she was getting defensive action going on. And that's just a well-rounded player there. That's invaluable.
She had 15 digs at the end of that 4th set, which was one out of the team lead from Roghair, whose job it is to dig it up, right?
Yeah.
So Iowohi will serve it 13-10 in the 5th. Iowohi, good serve, good pass. Bird sets up right side, and it is Selman, the senior from Huntley Project, Ballantyne, Montana. And Northern not done yet, 13-11.
Timeout, Bellevue. Selman's having a great game, and now she's moving into the back row to serve, which means she's going to be setting now, pulling her out of the attack. But she's going to have Wiggins, she's going to have Hassler, and I'm forgetting the third one up there, but
Jones.
it's Jones. There you go, up front there, which is a great lineup to have.
You know, you look at Jones, she's listed at 6'1", but you look across at the huddle, and I know Northern's a small team, not only in roster size, but in overall height, but she just towers over everybody. And it's fun for me when I go on a trip and I'm sitting in an airport, I can usually tell a team that's walking through an airport if they play soccer, basketball, volleyball, whatever it is, just based off of the teammates around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. If you notice, she was so tall. She was the farthest one out of the huddle because she could see what was going on from back there.
I've never had that problem.
Neither have I.
I'm what's known as vertically challenged. 13-11. A 2-point Bruin lead here, and Selman will serve.
Okay, so we got Wiggins, Hassler, and Stock up front.
Still a good combination.
Absolutely.
A good serve. Iowohi does a nice job to keep it alive. And a good hesitation there by Fountain. It looked like she was going to go for the slam, and she pulled back at the last minute, changed directions, and gets the point. It is match point Bellevue.
Great play by Fountain, and she drew the defender in with that hesitation and ended up sneaking it back her in the corner.
It must be nice to have hang time. Match point. Saved. Number 1 as Hassler from the right side. It's 14-12. Match point number 2 coming up. And Bellevue's going to take its last timeout. So both teams out of timeouts. Each team has a challenge left. It is 14-12. You know, we saw a challenge by Jerry Wagner on the first point of the match, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if we would see that on the last point.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, you got it. Can't take it with you. Back to have her if you lose. So
that's true. It's true. Bellevue taking that timeout. Or I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bellevue's taking that timeout for a couple reasons, right? They're trying to ice the server, right? Trying to make them think a little bit too much, being down by 2, and then also they're going to be on offense first, receiving this serve. So they're drawing up a play right now that feels that they are confident in to finish off this last point.
You played in college at a very high level at Wesleyan in Connecticut. So tell me, as the server right now, down, match point, what are your emotions back there?
Yeah.
I mean it's like that kicker in the NFL or football.
Get the ball in, right? You do not want to miss your serve on match point, right? That is the most. I've ran a lot of laps in my life when I've made that mistake. And so that's number 1. Get this ball in, right? Give yourself a chance to get this ball to win this point.
Match point number 2 for the Bruins of Bellevue. Northern will serve Josie Hassler to keep the season going for the Lights. Got it over. That's the first part. Now they got to play defense, and it'll be Kevin Yami from the middle to end the match. What a fantastic effort by the 2 seed and the 3 seed, setting up a great championship tomorrow. But wow, what a finale on a Friday night in Helena.
Yeah, that was a great match. 5 sets. Bellevue winning 15-12 in that final set, and they're going to move on to the finals to face the number 1 seed Providence tomorrow night.
We'll talk to head coach Trish Sedlick and get you set for tomorrow night's title match when we come back here on SWX. Well, we figure the number 1 and the number 2 seeds will play tomorrow night in the Frontier Conference Championship as Bellevue coach Trish Sedlick. Fancy meeting you here again. I never met you in my entire life. I get you to talk with you 2 nights in a row. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very hard-fought 5-set victory tonight.
This was an opponent that we knew, best defense, hands down in our conference, if not top 10, 15 in the country. I mean, some of the plays that they, you just have to sit back and smile and know, like, we are going to have to earn this.
I got to ask you, you got Eve Fountain, your team's leading or attacker, right? Struggled offensively through the first 4 sets. She was there defensively. She was digging, she was blocking, keeping herself in it. But what did you say to her? Did you say anything to her about her offense? And it's going to come.
You know, you have to, with those types of hitters, the other team has to key in on them. They have to be okay with, like, we have to pay attention to her more. I'd like her to swing a little bit more off the hands down the line. She wanted that angle.
Yep.
And she got a couple off the high hand, so she's getting the feedback. She's one that you can tell a lot of different things to, and she'll do it.
So you got the matchup everybody kind of planned on. You're now officially in the NAI tournament. You'll get the second automatic bid. So that pressure's off. Now you just want to go. You beat this team just a couple of weeks ago in 5. This is going to be a great match tomorrow night.
Well, they have a little bit more rest than us. That's okay. I think our adrenaline is going, and I think we can breathe for the next 24 hours. But yeah, it'll be I hope it is a great match.
Yeah, it should be. It definitely should be. Coach, appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We'll
Thank
see you
you
tomorrow night. That is Trish Sedlick, the head coach of Bellevue, that gets the 5-set win to improve to 26-3 to set up number 1 against number 2 and number 1 against number 7 tomorrow night here on SWX. 7 o'clock, your first serve. Thanks to our director, Cody Snyder, Kevin Laverdiere on graphics, Alex Goodwell running the replay, and our fantastic camera crew, Daniel, Matt, Josh, Justin, our producer, Dave Norman, executive producer, Bill Heiselman. For Ethan Sky, I'm Jason Walker. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night from Helena for the Frontier Conference Championship on SWX.